Oi, how you doing? All right, so I've got another video that expands into this and the volatility index, the VIX, major indices, and just general market observations that suggest a very imminent correction if it wasn't already obvious already based on Friday. But this alone is good for a single video. The other one's 20 minutes, so I'm going to keep this one nice and sweet. This right here is the FINRA margin debt. FINRA is the self-regulatory enforcement agency for market makers, prime brokers, basically any member that can move charts and handle order flow, right? I think we're familiar with some of that. And I want you to take a nice little fucking look at what we got going on here. The FINRA margin is at fuck you, at an all-time high, nearing $1 trillion, just shy by 65 billion. Listen, so let me put in English real quick what this means for things like AMC and GameStop. Those who are responsible for this egregious fuck up will leverage, right? Borrow. It's a fancy word for borrowing money to fulfill whatever their obligations are, whether they're financing something or hedging and require more capital to stabilize a particular leg of a strategy, maybe, or expand the surface area that they're hedging with so that maybe they can jump into crypto with it. They will leverage through that. And the problem with leverage is when you yield positive, right? When you profit, it's good. When you lose, it's awful because you've just lost money that you didn't have to begin with. You've just lost money to someone else. And why were you borrowing in the first place? And better yet, who were you borrowing from? Maybe if we take a look at the reverse repo. Let's see. TradingView, by the way, my link in the description. You can use that as an affiliate link if you want to support the shit show. If not, go to tradingview.com. There's a website, app, and web app, and mobile, and whatever. TradingView has a way to view the reverse repo via a chart. Pretty neat. So the reverse repo is sitting at a cool 1.45 trillion, and I think I can throw in the FINRA margin. No? No, I can't. I wanted to see if there were any similarities here. We'll go to year to date and go back to this and go year to date. It seems to be a very interesting correlation going on here. Yeah, they're both going up, but it appears as though that the margin debt is leading by a quarter, and of about 3/4 of what the reverse repo is. So, yeah, you can draw correlations almost anywhere, and correlation does not mean causation. But when you consider the functions of the reverse repo, which basically just serves as an overnight pawn shop, because the amount of money that you require is of too much magnitude that if you were to fulfill that requirement on a standard market, you would scare the shit out of it. So instead you find, Papa Big Nuts of the entire world of money, aka the treasury, and you set up some overnight loans with a very low interest rate so that you can then save yourself some trouble, because the other route involves disturbing the entire equilibrium of the world, right? And then you compare the amount of debt that has been accrued via margin by FINRA members, Citadel, Apex, Susquehanna. Those are all FINRA members. This was all inspired by a tweet right here. I'm sorry if you couldn't see what I just did, by the way. I just realized I was on the wrong screen. This is what inspired my thinking, is this right here. This is the volatility index. The amount of fear, if you will, that was expressed during Friday was the same amount, if not even greater, than when we tried to taper in 2018. We bumped interest rates. I don't even remember what the amount was. It was very minute. And if you look back when we had some spikes towards the end of Q4, like, what the fuck? We are witnessing market instability at a very frightening level that I believe is due in part to surpluses in liquidity and exotic liquidity pairings. I'll be talking more about this in depth in the next video. So just bear in mind some of these things. I think there's some very good events around the corner for us apes, and thus all of us who like to play video games and eat popcorn, and people like me who like to do both at the same time.